Hello everyone, this is Andy, and welcome to What Remains of Edith Finch, Part 1. Heard this is a really good game, so I'm looking forward to it. Alright, what do we have here? Budget, unsound, fairy lines, interesting. Canary, travel, a red cup, Chinese, islands going far away. So I'm guessing at the west coast maybe, or east coast? Interesting. Is that good? There we go.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Interesting. Should I go backwards or something, maybe?
Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
Interesting. That'll be pretty hard to jump over if you ask me.
My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
That's sad. It's very sad. Hope this is not too sad of a story, 'cause if it is a sad story.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Interesting. It's a really unique house. Ooh, a mailbox.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
That's not good.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Is this another brother or a different brother? It's still sad though.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
Interesting.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Mystery is always a good thing, if you ask me. Excuse me.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
That's awesome. There's a deer! Interesting. A very unique game so far, I'd say. Very phenomenal game so far. Let me see if there's a third route I should go to. Maybe this is like a multiple path kind of thing, maybe? I'm not sure. Oh, well, let's see if there's multiple paths. Alright, down the hill we go. This is great music, by the way. Phenomenal. Good tone and everything.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
Why
But now
so?
I have questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Interesting. Very, very interesting so far.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
That's kind of eerie. So this is a phenomenal game so far.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
This is a really, really unique house, if you ask me. I don't know if I would like to live in this house, because I have height phobia. Afraid of heights.
I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
That's kind of morbid and weird at the same time, I'd say.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
How are you saying this?
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I would kind of be too, if you ask me.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
I can hang on this gameplay
Looking
mechanic.
in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Because I hadn't been touched in a long time, if you ask me. Oh, there you go. It's a really nice foresty area, though, to live in, if you ask me. Excuse me again, sorry about that. Oh, whoops. Flip the mouse over by accident, sorry about that. Is this a...
The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother.
Interesting. How to get out of here, uh-oh. Oh, there we go. That one I was a little confused with. Alright.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
I bet so. The older you get, the harder it is to do stuff like that. What's over here? That's interesting. People, it looks like. A lot of tools. I guess this family was constructors or whatever. A lot of fertilizer. Garage is pretty unique. A pool and all that.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
That's interesting.
For the first time in years.
Interesting. Ooh, they haven't been here in a long time, it looks like, because I'm guessing it's been quite a few years since that counter has been moved and all that.
I felt like I was home.
That's good to know. Good to hear.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
That's sad. That's so sad. Did you lose more than just the two family members? So it sounds like. There's Lewis that she was talking about earlier. Yeah, he died in 2010. That's sad.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Interesting.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
Sounds like a dream come true to me. Sorry again. Stuff in my throat, sorry about that.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Interesting.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
That's not good. Sounds like quite an argument if you ask me if it was an argument, because that's what it seems like. It was an argument if it was that bad.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
That's interesting. Kind of unsettling, but interesting.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Interesting. That's a big saw up there. What looks like is a saw anyways. Nice pottery, a jar of something. They must love their books, it looks like, 'cause they have a boatload of books, it looks like. That must have been the cat bed or something. Even more books, holy moly.
Even the fireplace had a story.
Interesting.
Edie told me the bricks
More.
came from the original house, after it sank.
That's interesting. Ooh, they have a flat screen TV. Who doesn't have one of those nowadays? Ooh, bugs and pictures and all that. Ooh, a marine picture, interesting. A clock right there looks like and all that.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Interesting.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Interesting. Is she some kind of child star or something like that? That's my guess. Don't hear or see too many child stars because it's easier to be like older than that, but when you're younger, it's a lot harder to become a child star. If you ask me, more books.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
That's good. Hope for everything. Yeah, I mean, don't unhope for something.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
That sounds like a bad night, if you ask me. Is there anything I can do?
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
That's morbid. That's very, very morbid. This must have went through a lot of death, I guess. Guess there's nothing down here anymore.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Interesting. Something bad must have happened here if they hadn't replaced it properly, if you ask me.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Yeah, I imagine so. You're in the 22nd century, aren't you? 1937, 1947. Did she die at the age of 10? If so, that's really sad. Bugs and more pictures. It's an interesting picture right there. Swimming and all that.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
I can imagine. It sounds like she's a child star and all that.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Interesting. This is so interesting so far.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
That's sad. Ooh, a wine cellar? Who doesn't let themselves some wine? Well, I'm not a fan of wine, but that's just me.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
More books. Holy Toledo, that's a lot of books. More and more books. Where do they hold all these books?
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Interesting. Wait, did that say more deaths? Yeah, it does. Oh my god, did they die? More people die? Is this story all about death? I hope not. That sounds so sad. He died, and he died 11 years old.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
That's so sad. It sounds like it's more and more sounds like it's a death story. That's so sad. Don't tell me a 1-year-old died. If that's the case, it sounds so sad if it is.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Yeah, that's not normal. I can guarantee you that. I want to check if I don't know where else to go right now. And that one's she died really young. It looks like too. If she did die, guess I can't go any further than that. She did say it was locked, so I'm pretty sure that's what she said, anyways.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
That's interesting. This is a lot of water treasures and all that.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Interesting. There we
Turns
go.
out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
There we
Now it
go.
was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
This is an interesting game so far, if you ask me.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Interesting. A lot of coloring and all that. Interesting.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Interesting.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's cute. Really cute. There you go. Is there anything else I need to worry about at all? Guess not.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner.
That's not good. You should
I
never
woke
leave a
up and I
kid
was
without
starving.
dinner.
So I looked around for something to eat.
Interesting. This is not a good situation for anyone to put their kids
My
in, I'd
Halloween
say.
candy was all gone. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Ew. Ew. You're one unique kid, I'll tell you that.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
That's sad. She's hungry and she sounds like she's hungry and she can't go, which is really sad. I would never eat a carrot, like a rotten carrot like that. That sounds gross. Ugh.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Interesting. Hello, Christopher. Alright. We need a game so far, I'd say.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh, you're not gonna eat the toothpaste, are you? Ew. Ew. I hate toothpaste so much. I do it to keep my teeth healthy, but that's about it. I don't like the
I
taste
ate
or
a
anything
lot
of
of things
toothpaste.
that night.
Are those poisonous? Hopefully those aren't poisonous, because that seems like they might be poisonous.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
Be careful, be careful.
And suddenly,
What on earth?
I was a cat.
What? This is crazy.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
This is a really interesting game so far, I'd say. This was only, I believe, $20, and it's a really good game already. It's like phenomenal. Oh, this is a good game.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Interesting. There we go. This is a really interesting game so far.
I jumped and I almost got her.
This is quite a crazy game so far, if you ask me. Where do I get it from
I
here?
could
Go
tell
from
she
here.
was getting really tired.
There we go.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Don't eat the mama bird, that's horrible.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl.
Wow, this is getting
First,
stranger
all
and
I
stranger.
heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
This is interesting, a very interesting game so far. Where am I supposed to go?
Rabbits.
There we go. There we go. Easy as pie.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons.
Ew. Ew.
I swallowed him
So
up,
gross.
and I didn't chew one bit.
So gross.
Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Very unique game though, I'd say.
A mama rabbit.
There we go. There we go. I don't know if you're gonna eat it the same way as before.
She was
so
almost
gross.
too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
So gross.
And suddenly, I was a shark.
It's even weirder, doesn't it? Yep. So weird. I'm trying to move my mouth. Sorry about that. Oh, there. I didn't know how to move. Sorry about that. Go with the clicking R button. There we go.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
This is
Now,
interesting.
I was hungrier than ever.
This is very interesting. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Because I'm supposed to eat a seal now, I guess.
I wanted
go.
fat, juicy seeds.
There we go. That sounds a lot not sounding
I
like
tore off her
painful.
flipper, and it tasted really good.
It's horrible. You want to eat, raw flesh? It sounds horrible to me. Where did the seal go? I lost sight of the seal. Where did it go? Where did the seal go? Oh, there it is. I see it now. Going for it. Going for it. Going for it. Donna, Donna, Donna. There we
Grab
go.
that tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Uh-oh. What are you now? It's weird. There we go. So weird moving
Now I
this
was a
thing.
monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Oh my goodness. This is so weird. Oops. There we go. Welcome to ignoring this. There we go. This is a weird, weird game so far. Oh, stuck and go. There we go. Got a little stuck right there by accident. A very interesting game though, if you ask me.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
It's hard to control. Ooh. Oh, he died quickly, because that would have been real painful. He didn't die quickly. This is such a crazy game so far.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Do the classic variety of the Drunken Sailor song. Looks so painful. Yes, this is an interesting game though. A very interesting game.
last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Oops, this is hard to control. Sorry about this. Really hard to control. Sorry about this. There we go. There we go. This is so weird. It gets even weirder. We're coming out of the toilet. Oh my goodness. Where are we actually? Oh, going back up the toilet. Of course. Move. Why can't I get off the toilet? Why? Whoops. There we go.
I got closer and closer.
Oh boy. In her house. This is really eerie and creepy and everything. Oh boy. What on earth is she up to?
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Creepy. Creepy, 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 creepy.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Interesting. That's a lot of deaths, it looks like. That's the whole family tree, and that people died and all that. It's sad, because it is a story about death. It's a very interesting game so far. Is there anything new?
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
That's creepy. But I'll see you guys in the next video. I think this is a good time to leave it. Hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.